Okay, welcome to this evening's edition of Hit the Bar, the Shrimps Fans podcast. Welcome tonight from the far end from me, Brian, one of our regular contributors. From last week we've got Dylan, and a first timer we've got Liam here. I think we'll kick it off with the MK Dons game. Fantastic result. Is it one that you could have foreseen, Brian? Did you expect us to do well there?
No. Anyone who's supported Morecambe at the time knows that's been a bit of a graveyard for us, isn't it? I mean, I was there the first season we played them, and the first season in Football League. So 2008, and they actually won the league title then. I think Paul Ince was the manager, wasn't he? I think. And I think we got a 1-1 draw, I think I remember, there. And that's about it for us in that crowd. So, how many years that is? 16, 17 years. One point off them. So, no, I wasn't expecting it. Again, when we played them at our place before Christmas there, it was the usual story, wasn't it? I mean, they had a few smash and grab goals and, it's frustrating. So, I was absolutely made up for everyone who went there. Well, everybody supported the club because they have been a chief bogey team for Morecambe FC over the years.
And Dylan, great goal to win it in the end, wasn't it, Charlie Brown?
Yeah, I've been saying for weeks, give him time, give him a chance, and he'll deliver, and he did. He's picked the ball up and he's determined to just keep going, and even when it bounces off that defender, takes it back, he keeps going, slots it home, and he's made up. And I saw in one of the interviews, Jed said that when he scored his first goal, he came back to a standing ovation in the dressing room. So obviously that just goes to show that we've got that togetherness, and I'm sure he got an even bigger ovation after that one.
Yeah, popular lad by all accounts, and took his goal well. From what you've heard and what you've seen on highlights, what were you impressed with in that performance, Liam?
I was impressed in the way we just approached it. It was, as we say, we are so used to a certain performance against an MK Dons side. So although we have a very strong identity under Jed, he's kind of seen it like a game of chess for me, and he's thought, what's the best way we can go against our opponents? We've seen the way they passed the ball. I was impressed by the back line. Yeah. I've heard some people say it was messy, but it was effective. Rawson had that job of stepping out of the back line as soon as Max Dean had got the balls, because they were pass and move side.
Yeah.
So for us to go there and really concentrate on not giving them a second on the ball, almost like the Notts County game, sitting back, let them have the ball. So for me, that's what impressed me. And then, as we say, for Charlie Brown to go on that run at the end, to show that we didn't settle for a point, we had energy in the legs. That's just what impressed me, really.
Yeah, I think I was saying to quite a few people before the game, because MK Dons have a mixed bag of results this season. Yeah. They beat us, and they beat us comfortably, but maybe not a 3-1. We did all right in that game, but in the end, it looked, they deserved that one. And then they go away and lose to Doncaster. And I had this little theory that if they get the noses in front, they usually win. If you can get the first goal against them, you can do well against them. But, they scored after 70 seconds or something like that. And I think that's what impressed me, that we stuck to it. Because myself and Mark Swindlehurst and Dave Freer were messaging each other saying, I think we're doing all right here, from the stats and the play, we're doing okay, even though we're a goal down. But I think that's what impressed me most, that we went that one goal down and we stuck at it. And as you say, Liam, we stuck at that right to the end. And that shows something about the spirit in the squad, doesn't it?
It does. I feel like it's come very slowly. Obviously, when Derek left, the players would have felt that. And Jed has said himself that it's taken to him. He's got his own players in. He's got his own team. What I've noticed as well is, I'll use Charlie Brown as an example. Under Derek, he was a fringe player. He maybe got 5 minutes in a cup, where he almost seems happier on that pitch. He almost feels there's more an opportunity to prove himself in his minutes. And there is that togetherness. I mean, you see it massively after the games as well, when they come over to applaud the spectators. There's a real Morecambe Football Club feel about this squad at the moment that I feel like we haven't really had in the past 12 months.
Right.
So for that to come, that shines through in Jed, in my opinion. He is a Morecambe Football Club guy.
Yeah, and again on that, Dylan, do you think that's great credit to Jed that he's been able to? I disagree with you slightly. I think we've had that kind of spirit for quite a while, maybe not quite as overtly as it's showing now. But he's lost a chunk of players who will have been part of that togetherness. They were all young lads, and then he's had to bring all these diverse players in. Do you think that says something about his management style? That it looked when Charlie Brown scored that winning goal, everybody was absolutely all right. It's a winning goal, but you could tell they were there for each other, couldn't you? Do you think that's good credit to Jed for that?
I think he's had some job to do, really, hasn't he? You know, to have one of the best managers in League Two leave, and then you're the one taking over with little to no experience in that department. You've got players leaving who are key players who have that big role in the squad, and you've got to bring in your own men, and to bring them all together and just reinforce the Morecambe FC feel. It's a massive credit to him. Yeah.
You've been impressed by that. What do you think of the new players that have come in, Brian?
They just seem to have slotted in perfectly. It's quite amazing, really. I mean, it's been a weird season because we were like about 6 players on the books, didn't we, in June? We're all
almost
a bit doom and gloom, weren't we? Which bound to be because we didn't have a squad or anything. Those guys fitted in well, and now these guys as well are fitting in well. It's amazing, but you know, there must be some good scouting going on somewhere.
Yeah,
you know?
there is.
Obviously, we know.
Greg might have had a role in that as well.
I was going to go down that route, but I wasn't sure whether to. But obviously, they've slided great. The way, what I like about what Jed's done is, like, we went to Wrexham and we got turned over there, but he seems to be learning from that. We lost to Milton Keynes, and they played football, players off the park at time. He seems to learn from these things, and then he's sort of right. We've got to change things. Yeah. And now, before we were counter-attacking, we were fast, we were rapid, weren't we? The stats were there saying how quick we were a counter-attacking team, but now when we do it, it doesn't leave the back door open. If you notice now, there's like Jan Songo in there or whatever. There's insurance policies all over the pitch now, and that's the difference. I think you saw that at Milton Keynes that, you know, just kept him out by it, stopped him playing there, didn't give him any space at all. I thought same against Mansfield, didn't let them play at all in front of their own half, but in our half, let them have the ball. Yeah. And you saw that against MK Dons, and it paid off because Charlie Brown's just robbed that ball. It's great to see Dean Lewington kind of cop that pass up as well. He's another one of those guys.
And I mean, bearing that in mind and bearing the good performance against Mansfield, how disappointed were you that we had to call off the game on Tuesday, Liam?
Disappointed, not in the terms of the surface, just the wanting to get the game to go on because of the momentum that would have had. Yeah. You know, to go away to MK, as we say, we're not used to going there and winning in the players' minds as much as you go to every game to win. That's always at the back of their heads, especially with the reverse fixture being a month ago. Yeah. So to go there, do that, the last minute winner, I feel like although Crewe were high flying, it was another game that we probably would have really gone towards, and we know what our home record's like. Okay, it took a dip, but you can slowly, surely start seeing it getting going again. So I'm disappointed because it is what it is. We would have gone there, gone to home and really grabbed it by the neck, but it's one of those now where, if anything, you've got to take the positives. We have more time to prepare for Colchester, which, although they're down there in the table, they're going to see this as an opportunity because we're one of those teams at the minute who are just floating. Yeah. So there's positives and negatives.
And I mean, the other thing, talking about the pitch, there's been a bit of talk afterwards saying, well, you know, the rain eased off, but they can't make that decision then, can they? They've got to make it at a time where they're stopping the away fans from travelling and the team from coming up. Do you think that was a justified decision?
I think it's the right decision, to be honest. You can't have people arriving at 7:30, 7:45 just before kick-off last minute. You know, they've just dashed out of work, they're stressed, they're rushing to get down, and then all of a sudden it's been called off and they've got to pay to get home. They're downhearted, and it's the right decision to make it earlier in the day. I understand that the day progresses, weather changes, but you can't take that risk for the benefit of people's money and time. It was the right decision.
Yeah. And the forecast was saying that it might ease up, but it wasn't saying that the rain had stopped, was it, Ryan?
No. I mean, you've got to consider how much rain actually fell overnight as well. I mean, that's the fact. If it just started raining in the morning,
it does drain quite well, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it had been chucking it down all night as well, and then through the day. It would, in my opinion, for what it's worth, I think it would only take another couple of big downpours, and they've had to call it off anyway.
Yeah.
But I think they didn't want to take the risk because you've got to lay people off, haven't you? They've got to send them home, and But I can understand why people are upset because they want to see the games, obviously. But I think the pitch, it's the best it's ever been this season.
Yeah, you don't want to mess it up, do you? Especially with an important game coming up, like we said, against Colchester.
It survived to see another day, really.
Yeah. Going into Colchester game, confident, yeah?
I'm confident, but they have got new management. We had a chat before we came on about that. I mean, they've got new management, so the tails might be up a bit. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. I mean, it might be one we've got to be patient.
Yeah.
But the omens, I would say, are probably in our favour. Yeah.
And we're looking a good side at the moment again, aren't we? With the quality that he's brought in. I mean, I know the sort of the players whose careers have maybe taken a bit of a stumble with injuries and stuff like that, but that's who we're picking up. But they have got the quality, haven't they?
They do. I think that, I expect us to win, not being like, we're going to win. But I do, we're at home, we're good at home. They're on a bit of a poor streak at the moment. Yes, they're going to want to turn it around, and this is probably one of the places to try that, and new management, as we've said. But no, it won't be a walk in the park, but I think we have the minerals to get it across the line, especially with just, at the moment, we're showing that we've got what it takes to hold on to a result and stay in the game and just plod on through.
Yeah, we're looking well organised as well, aren't we, Liam, at the moment?
We are, as I said before, the defensive work is what's been impressing me, to be honest with you, and we just do a more solid side. Jacob Bedell going to left back really helps that defensively as much as he's turned into a flying wing back, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
So that's bizarre, but we do look solid, as I say, even more so at home than away. So it's a hard place to come, the Mazuma.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something, Liam? What do you think about? Do you think we've improved with the offsides now? I think I've seen an improvement with us playing the offsides now under Jed Runner. I don't know. We seem to step in, keeping that line and.
Yeah, it's something that we've been doing. You can see that. I mean, even go as far as when we're warming up.
Yeah.
I always like to watch the warm-ups as a coach, and one thing I've noticed as you've got your midfielders and your attackers, getting the shots up, the back four are to themselves, and they're just doing a little drill where the ball's passed in and they're on the
just something I've noticed recently that we just seem to be much tighter on that.
Yeah. Talking about coaching, you have another role within the club, as well as being a supporter of the first men's team. Just tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I'm involved with the women's side of the football club with the first team as a goalkeeper coach and the assistant manager. But just all through that, anything I can do to help the women's game, to be honest with you. I've got one job really, that is to make sure the football club is playing in the highest division we can and playing the best. But I've got another role I like to think about, getting the younger generation, giving the opportunity for women of all ages, to play football. And it's something that I'm coming up to a year, actually, I think in the next 2 weeks at the football club, and it's a roller coaster. I love every second of it.
Good. And if anybody's watching this and they want to get involved with the football club on the playing side, or if they want to watch the team on match day, how can they go about that?
The best way is following our socials.
Right.
So it is Shrimps Women on Twitter. You'll be able to see, I know the football club's main account reposts a lot of stuff. Get in touch with that message. If you're a player and you want to come down, we're always open for training sessions to let new players in.
Yeah.
As supporters, keep your eyes on the socials. It's something we're picking up on.
Yeah, because you're trying to increase the publicity for all that, aren't you? They play Goldgate, do they, at the moment? Yeah,
so we're out at Goldgate at the moment, which obviously we do understand it's Lancaster, but there's so many benefits to playing there. And we
Access being one of them, I suppose. Access being one of them.
Yeah, it's just off the junction 33, so anyone can really get there within a 15-minute drive from Morecambe, or players from Preston area, or even to Barrow.
So Shrimps Women, that's what we look for on social media.
Is what you'll be looking for.
All right. Good luck with that, and good luck to the Shrimps on Saturday again. I'm confident that we can go on another run now up the Shrimps. See you next time.